Yoro, Yoro, Yoro. I tell it because we got no dough. Yoro, Yoro, Yoro. How long before here we go? That opening was through a request. So get your requests in now to Forever United TV. Welcome along everybody, here from the Caribbean. Yes, we're a little bit excited. Actually, I've not actually had much to drink so far, but we are talking about Jerry Yoro. God, nearly got that wrong then. And I promise you I've not had too much. I'm okay, but yeah, welcome along to the show everyone. We're talking Manchester United targets. It's very, very clear what Manchester United's strategy is now in the transfer market for me, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to get into detail about the news circulating this afternoon regarding Yoro, a young 18-year-old centre-back from Lille from Ligue 1 again. That's a very popular league for United to be dipping into in terms of transfers this summer, isn't it? Links with Ineos maybe? We'll look into that as well. More reports on Chalobah as well. I'm going to get your reaction to the video that I did this morning as well with Jadon Sancho and that situation there. Chelsea now looking favourites to sign Elise, leading right into that conversation as well. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so. And everything else that's going on with Manchester United. Welcome along everybody. Hope you're all fantastic. Hope you like the little song intro. I tried to be a bit different, you know. Kaz is at the other side of the room, total cringe mode right now. I can tell I'm not even looking at her and she's cringing. So I'll just stay facing front and centre so I don't have to... It's burning through the back of my head. I'm only joking. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it and we can get on with what's happening. Manchester United's transfer strategy. I mean, there's all sorts of news coming out right now regarding young players that Manchester United are signing. Obviously, we signed a kid called James Overy, I think it is, from Perth Glory over in Australia, 16-year-old. Another one of these players where United are sort of recruiting, very similar to the Garnacho situation, where you find younger players, you actually pay a fee to that club as set by FIFA rules, UEFA rules as well, if that happens. So United will pay compensation for Overy. I don't know nothing about him. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. And if anyone does know more about him, please get in the chat and let us know. But he is 16. He's just coming straight into the academy set up at Manchester United. And hopefully he does turn out to be a good prospect. But that, alongside other news like us looking into the Cherries left back, that guy, Milos Karkes, I think you pronounce it. Not too sure again. Another young left back there. That was brought up by TalkSport earlier on. I'm only taking that into light because Alex Crook from TalkSport, he's based down on the South Coast. He knows a lot and does deal with the South Coast clubs. That was a tongue twister, wasn't it? So maybe there's room in that. We'll look into that as well. But starting off with Yoro, I think this is a realistic target for Manchester United now. Why? Again, because he's a young player, 18. Not 19 until November. He's played in pretty much nearly every single game for Lille this season and has started and finished all of them games. So by that I mean every single game he started, he's played 90 minutes. He's got a fantastic injury record, which you would expect at 18 anyway. You'd expect the lad to actually have a lot about him and a little bit better recovery time. But a player there that's played at centre-back, 40-odd games. He started 40 or 44, in fact. So that looks good. That bodes well for Manchester United. Obviously, the downside to it is the unknown again. But I think this is what we're going to have to just settle on now as United fans. I don't think we're going to be getting the well-known players. Like the news about Elise, again, we'll talk about that in a minute. But people that we actually know of, I don't think this is the way that Ineos are going. It's becoming very, very clear the strategy and what they want to do and how they want to get players through the door in Ineos. And I'm going to be honest, I don't watch a lot of Ligue 1. I'm not too convinced that players coming from there are of the calibre that Manchester United need. So who is scouting Yoro? Who has been watching Yoro? Is it the old scouting system? It has to be really, because let's be fair, Ineos haven't been in the door 2 minutes. So it has to be United's old scouting network. Maybe they have a scouting system where it looks at younger players. Ineos have come in and said, well, we need to prioritise them players that are being scouted because we are on a budget. Again, that's come into play and everyone's talking about how much Manchester United can spend. The other beauty with Yoro is that his contract runs out in 2025, so he's got a year left. United could be getting in here and getting a player cheap, as Liverpool are also interested in Yoro. There are other clubs looking around him. So if the top clubs are looking, why are we not looking, is what I say. He has been touted as a decent prospect and is one of them to watch out for, according to a lot of reports and magazines as well. It's going to be a race for his signature. I don't think he's going to sign a new deal at Lille. I don't think that's going to happen. And obviously with 1 year left, he can talk to other clubs for nothing in January of this year. So they really need to get a move on. And I think them and their financial situation, no, I'm not saying that they're a small club and anything like that, but they cannot afford to let a player run his contract down, not of that quality, when they could probably get a decent amount this summer. So I think Yoro will definitely go. The Muppeteers are the ones that broke this news earlier on Twitter regarding this. Manchester United now definitely in for Jerry Yoro. So I think that type of player is exactly where Ineos are going to be going. I think it's going to be the unknown for Manchester United. I don't think we're going to be bringing in any experienced players at all. We said the other day, like, age limit of 25. Well, I think you undercut it just a tad there with 18, haven't you? An 18-year-old lined up as our main centre-back next season alongside Martinez. I mean, if there's a player to learn next to and take inspiration from, Martinez is definitely of that calibre. But what the price will be, I'm not too sure. 18-year-old, 1 year left on his contract. I think United need to be looking into the realms of like 25, 30 million now. I think what Lille are probably hoping for is a bit of a bidding war, and the likes of Liverpool coming in, the likes of other clubs coming in for him. But I do think that Manchester United, if we are going to move on a player like this, need to move fast. I think it's a safe bet, not paying too much, got plenty of years ahead of him. So sell-on isn't going to be an issue for them. Wage-wise, it's not going to be any problem at all. So I think just go straight in on this and try and beat everyone to the punch. We're not even talking issues here with the Ten Hag situation, because Ineos are just going to do business as normal with transfers. It doesn't matter if Ten Hag's in or isn't, so we don't even need to bring it up. Quickly, 5 memberships dropped in by Jordan. Absolute legend, mate. Thank you so much for that. They have gone to Jay, Nick, James, Verbalkin and The Flute. I like that one. Don't know why I said it like that, but I just went along with how it was written. Hopefully I got that right. 14 degrees here. What is it there? 32, 33, I think. Yeah, cool one today. Sweating, honestly, sweating cobs. Like, ridiculously hot. Like, I can handle the sun, I can handle the heat, but here, for some reason, it's absolutely toasted us. It's brutal. I had no idea it was this bad in the Caribbean. It's my first time here, so yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, very, very hot. Very, very hot. Jordan, have you just donated another one just for good measure? Thank you for that. Firestarter, funnily enough, what a great name after what we were just talking about. The fire, I'm not going to get into it. Shut up, get back to football, Adam. Anyway, yeah, we heard yesterday, well, some people were saying yesterday that we were going to hear some news regarding Manchester United's situation with Ten Hag. I think everyone with any sense probably realised that wasn't going to happen. And on this channel, we will back up what we actually put out on videos. I won't be using anyone as an excuse for things that are actually happening and just using that for a bit of content. No, we actually do say what we mean, and we just usually deal with facts. Michael Bethwaite, welcome to the Members Club again. Jordan on a mad one today with these donations. Absolutely smashing it. We have I think just the super chat. I need to acknowledge Stu's super chat earlier on. I don't ever call out the super chat. I just read the message, but thank you for the super, Stu. Apologies if I didn't put it out there as a super chat. Another one in from Sean, who says, how can Ineos even argue their deal was better than the Qataris? Already got a biscuit tin mentality and still got the debt. Again, it's riling people. I can feel it. Everyone is turning because nothing is happening. All I'll say is, look, it's 1 week of the summer. The season has just finished. The Champions League final is tomorrow, and then everyone's done. Then let's start judging it, I will say, after that. I personally, like I said, I'm going to stick to my guns. Nothing's convinced me this week. Otherwise, for my opinion on what might happen, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to make this show about that. I want to make it about transfers and their plan on how Manchester United are going to move forward, what type of profile of players coming in. I think it's becoming very clear. That's what I want to talk about as well. But there's no chaos. There's nothing like that happening at Manchester United. All we're seeing is a structured football club dealing with business and dealing with things in the first week of the summer of the season finishing. Yes, it's not perfect. Yes, we've got the Dan Ashworth situation. They could have done without that, yeah. But no one was complaining when Berardi was appointed. No one complained when Wilcox was appointed. Obviously, we have to get the best in class in, and it's taken time to get them people in place because there are other clubs that are doing very, very well. So the process isn't very quick on that side of things. So instead of judging them, I would say 5 days after the season's finished, let's just commit to this 3-year plan and properly judge Ineos on what's happening at Manchester United is what I say. I'm not going to go in on them yet. I will have my opinions, as you all know. If things don't go well this summer, we don't get the right sort of players in the right positions, I'll have a say on that. There's some news from Samuel Luckhurst on that as well. I'll bring that up in a minute. But yeah, I just say, like, just give it time. Like, we will find out soon enough. And whatever plan they had, if Ten Hag leaves or if he doesn't, they'll have something put in place to move on straight from that point. It's not going to be just like, we've made that decision, now we're going to have to wait even longer. It's like just an announcement, I feel. And I'm still convinced that they will let Ten Hag go, but I could be wrong. Rajat, who has been a member for 5 months, thanks for the renewal, my man. Love that. Absolute commitment right there. How long will it take for Ineos to make up their mind? 1 week or 2 weeks? The lack of communication isn't good. They're not going to tell anyone. They're not going to let the fans know. They don't need to let the fans know in their eyes. They're just running everything behind the scenes. I mean, most United fans would say, look, I prefer it that way. Just get on with business. We don't need to be having everything dragged through the media. And you can tell right now it's different because the media are just in full-on guest mode. People are getting journalists on shows and everything, and they haven't got a clue. It's fantastic, isn't it? Because they're just like us now. They're guessing. We bring up the stories and talk about the stuff that's really factual, and we give our own opinions on certain things. Like we're doing. I think Yoro would probably be a good signing for Manchester United. I do. I think he's the right type of player for United to bring in. I will say alongside it, I think we need another centre-back though, because 18 it's a bit of a risk. Like unproven at that highest level, I would say definitely so. I'm not too sure that signing on its own will do Manchester United. Another super chat. Cheers, Colin. Great show, my friend. Love to jump on when I can. Watching from Northern Virginia. Well, hopefully, guys, we will be getting more and more fans on because next season we have a big announcement regarding watch-alongs and everything like that, which everyone can be involved in. I'm really excited to open this up come the start of the new season, so people like you, Colin, can get on, can have a chat with me. Everyone can see it. We can do it on video or just voice call as well. So that will all be announced in the next couple of months, guys, ahead of the season. So lots of stuff in the pipeline. And some new collaborations we're working on as well behind the scenes, which I think you guys will like. So I'll keep you all updated on that as well. Loads of chats and renewals coming in on this show. Absolutely loving it. I'm going to get through them and then move on to the next bit and then get some of your comments on everything that's happening as well. But Michael has just renewed. Again, he got that donated membership. That's his 3rd month. Lucky boy. Thank you, mate. Again. What is the latest news on Erik ten Hag, whether he stays or sack him for Every Night TV? Are you Erik ten Hag in? Says Ole. What am I? I don't think Erik ten Hag is the right man to take United to the title. Whether any of us want to use him to get to the next stage is a different question. I just feel like there is another manager on top of Ten Hag if Ten Hag stays to get to that glory which Ineos want. I don't think Ten Hag's got it in him. I've not seen enough. Ineos want a coach. They don't want the manager to have any say. They're going to say, look, what position do you want? We'll get you the targets. They'll have no influence at all on transfers. So it's down to Ten Hag's coaching. So what everyone's said about Ten Hag doing well and dealing with Ronaldo, dealing with Sancho, dealing with the youth players, things like this, and the carnage which Manchester United has been over the last 2 years under Ten Hag, counts for absolutely jack shit for Ineos because they're looking at it from now. And I just don't think Ten Hag's football is good enough. Whether he can prove me wrong as just a coach, I don't know because it's the unknown. I will stick to my guns. I think Ten Hag will go. I don't personally feel like he's got it in him coach-wise to produce the football we need. But I've been proved wrong before and I'll always hold my hands up and say when I'm wrong, unlike some people. Mark, My order mate, he's the player of his generation, but I agree we need an experienced one too. That's good, Carl. I like that. People with input who actually watch. Modern Samurai, welcome to the chat, mate. It's good to have you back in. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope the family is good as well, buddy. Modern Samurai, one of our best donators on the channel. Not seen him for a few days. This is crap, in it, pre-season when we don't have real football to discuss and stuff, but I think we're all enjoying the break from what has been the roller coaster football-wise at United this season. More chat coming in. Who will replace Ten Hag? People are saying. For me, it's Tuchel. I've said this all along. I'm not changing my mind. I just feel like that's the right man to take United forward. I understand a lot of people disagree with that, but we all have our opinions. You guys tell me if he does go, who comes in for you. I would love to know who you think is the right man. We've had Jay on the show, who does a lot with us as well, who said he would take Luis Enrique. Why don't we approach him? Manchester United have had talks with Xavi, by the way, but Xavi has committed to a sabbatical and will not come. So Manchester United, I've talked to so many different managers. They are doing their own work and they are covering every single base. It just makes you think that, look, if you're talking to all of these managers, why the hell are you going to keep Ten Hag? I just feel, and I said it yesterday, and I'll probably get asked the question all the time, even when I don't want to talk about it, I have to, just to, in polite terms from the chat, but I just feel like they're letting the dust settle from the FA Cup and then they're dropping the bomb, personally. Jim's renewed as well, thank you, Jim. If they let the fans... if you let the fans, you also let other teams know. If you let the fans know, you're supposed to say, sorry, Jim, yes, got you. You let other teams know as well. There is some confusion. Green Sheet Army forever, even though I've not got it up. Renewed membership from Modern Samurai. Love it, mates. Thank you so much. I disagree with you on Tuchel. That's fine, Samuel. I do understand people's issues with Tuchel. I just look at it slightly differently and what the good of Tuchel brings. Griezmann supposedly available. Don't even go there. Don't even swear on this channel. I'm telling you now, Kevin. I'm only messing, mate, but we cannot go near a 33-year-old man. That Griezmann story is dead in the water. Like, let's just let that just drift away. And you know what? I'm actually confident that we're not going to be dropping into them stupid transfer rumours anymore because Ineos just won't go near it. Zidane would send shockwaves through the club. Beyond shockwaves. Modern Samurai's just dropped 10 memberships in. Thank you so much, mates. Anyone who is a member, do join me here on location tomorrow on TIFO for the Champions League final. I've got to go and set up in a bar. I've got to figure out how to get it all done. I'll figure out a way and we will get this game on, guys. Trust me. So you can join me tomorrow. I'll be live on location watching the Champions League final from the Caribbean. So come and watch that with me. Do the watch along. That's going to be tomorrow. From 7:45 UK time, obviously here, middle of the bleeding day. James, Uzi, Nick, Mary, Maria, British Bulldog, Abs MUFC, Matthew, FCMU, Dave, Ian, and one more thing I just missed out there. Hopefully I've got everyone in there who is a new member. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you give a big thank you to Modern Samurai in the chat for dropping them donations in. Let's see what else we've got in here before we move on. Does anybody actually know about the young lad from Australia from Perth Glory? 16-year-old, I'm guessing not. Unless you're from them parts, I've got no idea. But the media have been bigging this up because there's nothing else to report about Manchester United's second signing of the summer. I got no clue. No clue at all, guys. We will have to pay compensation for him, like I said at the top of the show, but, well, let's just look at it this way. It's one that we're not going to see for a couple of years, probably. So hopefully the academy can look after him like they have been doing with other players so far. And United are building a proper footballing structure from building from youth. Let's just say that. I think that's what we all want to see. We want to be dipping into our academy. It was great to see in the FA Cup final in the lineup, though, wasn't it? A lot of people have been making a big deal out of it. Like, we had, what, 4 academy graduates in the starting 11 against Manchester City compared to, what was it, just 1 in Phil Foden from theirs and the multi-millions. Like, everyone goes on about the cost of Manchester United's squad. It wasn't that expensive, that starting lineup against City. I mean, you have Rashford, McTominay, Mainu, Garnacho, all of these players, like, wow, seriously. That was a moment for Manchester United in an FA Cup final against Manchester City. We did everything right in that cup final, including what we wore walking in. That video's gone viral, hasn't it? About City walking in the jeans and United coming in the suited and booted. Loved that video. That was everything that is United, doing it proper. Wow, Modern Samurai's just dropped another 10 memberships, guys. Onto these are Lee, what else we got? Sajin, Shalala, Haz has got one. Just reading through them. Starlord has got one. Alicia's got one. Nick has also got one. Charles, Daniel, Hardeep's got one as well. Wow, absolutely amazing. That's 27 members alone just on this one stream, guys. Modern Samurai is an absolute legend. So to the other donations and super chatters on the show, thank you so much. Absolutely immense, everybody. Mark says, from what I've read, we were the only big team in for over 8, says Mark. That's like, oh, again, that could be good, that could be bad. You could look at it as United have got there ahead of anyone else. But you, in world football, if a player is scouted by one of the so-called big clubs like United, you would expect other people to be in for him. Hey, I don't know. Let's look at it for what it is right now. We still don't know. If it turns out to be good, then credit to the recruitment team. Yeah. Pension check hit the bank. Love that, Modern. Yeah. Cracking. Right, okay, I wanted to talk about Elise and now being favourite to head to Chelsea. The uncertainty there, Samuel Luckhurst reported that, I think this is a tiny little bit far-fetched, to be honest. You look at it and go, Manchester United are causing chaos within the transfer world because we are not committing to Ten Hag or not. The undecisiveness around Ineos regarding dealing with the manager situation is causing uncertainty in the transfer world, and players and agents are not sure what to do with United not having a commitment to a certain manager for next season. That's a lot of crap, to be honest. Like I said, it's 1 week. Everyone's still on bleeding holiday, so it's just bigged up into something it's not, to be honest. I do understand, like, they're going to wait a little bit longer before they commit. Like, everyone will wait for United because back in like 5 years ago, even the last few years, everyone would wait for United because they knew that we paid stupid money. I think everyone probably wants to look into what's actually happening at United now, just to see what Ineos are going to do. Like, what is the project? What are the bonuses and the financial benefit? This is looking at it from an agent's side with Ineos in charge of Manchester United. It's going to be completely different. I think they know that, but still, they're going to be looking at it and wondering what's actually going on. They have to be. If Ten Hag is going to stay, the club need to come out and say so. I think we'll know probably by Monday. Like, my look on it, if you were watching the rest of the week or earlier this week, was that, look, players' contracts, managers' contracts, they usually run out on June the 1st, which is tomorrow. And then that's the weekend done, Champions League done. Everyone's finished in European football tomorrow officially. And then on Monday, there you go. Like, do United want to get it to a point where Ten Hag has entered his last year and then make the announcement? All them sort of things come into play, really. Like the contractual situations with players and managers all change when you enter a last year. There could be clauses if you get to the last year that compensation isn't as big. All sorts of stuff like that. So maybe it's just a case of waiting until he's actually into his last year. I just feel like it's all a little bit more official, really, when you actually have got to June the 1st and then the floodgates open, player and manager situation-wise. I think Modern Samurai's won a lottery or something, or he's just feeling incredibly generous. He's just donated his 25th membership. 5 more gone in. Mshar Alakun 007. Am I saying that wrong? I don't know. Sorry. You know what I mean. Welcome to the Members Club. Super Fat Frank, Deem, and John O'Neill. My dyslexia kicking in on some of these names. Sorry, guys. What's Welsh said there? Who do you think is the next youth team player to make the breakthrough to the first on a regular basis next season? Big up to you too, Saeed, mate. Welcome to the chat. That is a great question from Welsh Red. I love that sort of question. I mean, everyone's going to have their favourites to break through next. Amas, you've obviously got Dango's coming back as well. So you've got Amas, can we Cambuala, because he's made it in, but he's not permanent just yet. Amas is obviously, you've got a lot of players coming through that youth system. Obviously, you've got. It'd be interesting to see, as someone mentioned it the other day, like Reece Bennett as well. Now he's coming back from injury as well. He was supposed to be close to the first team as well. So really interesting to see who does come through. But I think you look at positions that United are struggling in, like Amas is seen as a left back option for Manchester United. And he is probably going to be taken on the tour as well. So like people say that Shea Lacey is one. It's going to be really interesting to see how many academy players make it to the tour. Because we have got a bit of room now, obviously, because the squad is quite thin with the amount of players that have been released. So what you are going to get is, and I talked about the June 1st cut-off with these contracts, like they have to officially come out and announce a lot of players that they haven't already. Like for that, for instance, Johnny Evans, who only signed a one-year contract, he's now out of contracts after this weekend. So I think we'll get something on that. Other players as well, I think obviously you've got Brandon Williams, you've got Tom Heaton, out of contract. So announcement needs to come from them, from Manchester United. There's a lot of work for Ineos to do. There's a lot of work for the club to get through this summer. And then you will find, I feel, a lot of them academy players just making that step up because there's a bit of room within the squad now. So yeah, let's look at it that way, and then hopefully we'll see plenty of young lads on the tour in America this summer. Ibrahimov and Lacef, yeah, two more. Definitely, I think we're definitely going to see Lacef. We're definitely going to see Amas. Interesting to see, like Collier as well has been touted as a player that is going to come through. Will we see Hugo, who's coming back from loan? Obviously, we're letting Charlie McNeil go as well. So a lot of young players in and out of Manchester United this summer as well. It'd be good to see maybe at least one more make it into the first team this season. Because I'm saying just one because I want Manchester United to have a solid first team where young players can come into and thrive in. I don't want it to be made up solely of young academy players and expect them to carry the burden of expectation from Manchester United. But yeah, Erik ten Hag would destroy Frimpong at this club. I think someone just asked would we see Frimpong. He's not a priority right now. The priority apparently, again, and Luckhurst has said this, is the spine of the side. We talked about this morning. When I was talking about Jadon Sancho possibly coming back to Manchester United, if Ineos were looking to cut corners and save pennies, then that is an option for United on that right-hand side. Palestri's got to come back from loan as well. Interesting to see what happens with him, and where does Ahmad fit into this side. So Elise right now, you just don't need him. You don't need him when you're talking of a priority. I would love him. I'm not saying I don't want him. I'm saying, do we actually need Elise right now? And the answer to that is no. Compared to other positions, we need two centre-backs, a definite central midfielder. Maybe we keep hold of Amrabat. That talk is still ongoing as well, because that loan has officially ended this weekend. So again, another player that needs to be discussed over this next week. An announcement needed to be made, because Fiorentina will be waiting as well. And they'll want to know what they need to do. Do they need to replace Amrabat? Do they need to actually try and bring him back into the side somehow because United have released him back? There's all sorts of things that are being discussed right now, and next week I believe will open up everything. Jordan has donated another £5. I think it's competition between Jordan and Modern Samurai for tonight's prize in terms of donated memberships. Antoinette, Saeed's even got one. Look at that, mega. Saeed's a member. Boyana, Jason, day in, day out, welcome to the members club. Please thank Jordan in the chat, guys, for donating that. Absolute legend. 37 members in one show, guys. That's got to be a record, surely, hasn't it? It must be. Legends, a lot of you. Like, ridiculous. I love you all. Get your comments coming in. I'm back. I think we're getting close, so I'll finish it later. Sorry. I hope you're having a nice holiday, both of you. Jordan, fantastic. It's very hot, but we're loving it. Apparently in Manchester right now, the weather is crap, so I'm definitely lapping up the heat and the nice bits of sunshine that we're having through the day. It's rained every day, by the way, but that doesn't seem to matter here. Like, when it rains here, you still get a tan, for some strange reason. But no, I'm not really bothered about the rain that much here. It was concerning coming in here, but it doesn't affect anything. In fact, it's actually a bit of a blessing when it does rain, because it just takes the humidity down a tad, takes the edge off, yeah. Babs is in the house. Enjoy your well-deserved holiday, Adam and Kaz. Thank you, Babs, we are doing. No versus nothing, just supporting the show. Well said, Modern Samurai. He does, and he supports it some way. Both Jordan and Modern Samurai are legends, and have been members for a long time. Chalaba's come up again, and someone else I wanted to talk about, which again I don't know too much about, is the Bournemouth left back, Milos Karakes. Again, guys, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but another left back for Manchester United. I would just dismay this one completely, because it's left back and it's not a priority position for United apparently, but Alex Crook, who is based down on the south coast from TalkSport, so he does have an in with them, we know that for certain, so maybe that is something that we can look at as potential for United. But again, a cheap player, young, cheap, it seems to be the way it's going. And it all comes down to Manchester United not buying any big players. That's what it looks like. I can't see United. We said, was it yesterday or the day before, when we was talking about the 5 new rules that Jim Ratcliffe's putting in? No marquee players, no Galacticos, no one over the age of 25. Like, are the media just jumping onto that and then just making up players and using links? People in the chat have actually said that Yoro is a good player. Does anybody know about Karkez as well? I'm going to be honest and say I don't watch that much of him, don't know much of where he's come from. I mean, Bournemouth have had a fantastic season. Has he been a mainstay in that Bournemouth side this season? All of these stories coming out regarding Manchester United right now, mainly around defenders. So it does look like the centre-back is going to be the priority. Leo has just renewed his membership as well. Cheers to you as well, Leo. Thank you so much. Absolute legend who's been with us a while as well. It's Losmi Karkeys at Bournemouth. So you pronounce it Karkeys. Karkeys. Have you lost your car keys, everyone? Where's my keys? Where's my phone? They're just paying the ransom money forward in case you and Kaz get banged up abroad, and we need to get you home for the start of the new season, says the Muppet Show. Wouldn't like to be in a Dominican jail, I'll definitely say that. What else have we got in here? That's, oh, has Jordan done it again? He has. Bloody Nora. Babs has got one as well. Love that. Babs, welcome to the members club. Cal B, Robert, Craig, and KT55. Loads of old people, older members getting renewed memberships here with the donations. Thank you, Jordan. Freaking legend, mate. Hopefully, guys, do tune in. If you have just become a member, watch the members video. I'll do one later just to explain what's happening with the Champions League final tomorrow. So make sure that you tune into that for all the extra information as to what's going on. Absolutely loving it tonight. Super chat in from Modern Samurai says 10 more years for Ten Hag. He's the best. He has a better winning percentage than Sir Alex Ferguson. Trust the process. Trust the green sheet. There is a big hint of sarcasm, I can tell you right now, in that super chat from Modern Samurai. Love it. Thanks again, mate. But anyone who knows Modern Samurai knows that he's been a little bit sarky with that comment there. Guys, please give the video a like. We're just about to hit that 200 mark. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. What do you all reckon? Let's have a bit of a convo about this now before we finish up. Like, are you happy with the younger players coming into Manchester United? Are you happy with like a Yoro who's 18? Are you happy with academy players coming through and getting into the side? So you could have a Yoro or Cambuala next to Martinez and Maguire or Lindelof, whoever it is that stays out of the two. Is this the way that Manchester United are going forward? Are you happy with this sort of structure and what looks like a vision for Ineos and Sir Jim Radcliffe and how they want to conduct their business at United? But are you happy with it? Or would you like more experienced players? Would you like more of a, I won't say marquee because that's not going to happen again, but would you like to be looking further afield in terms of age-wise? 18, under 25s. We had this the other day, but we didn't have as many people in, so it'd be interesting to know right now where you guys are at with it. Orlando has just arrived in the chat. Sorry you've missed most of the show. You can watch it back though later. We had an epic one today. If the youth are good enough, let them rip, says Colin. Adam, you remember who said at the end of the day, it's only 11 against 11, so does it matter? Trust the youth. Yes, I'm happy major signings aren't working. Great show, everyone. Keep liking. Thanks for that, Steph. Yes, love the youth. Todibo is a must as well, says Lance. Being a realist, mates, no point talking about daft transfers. We need experience with all this youth. It's like we are trying to copy Chelsea. The Chelsea could actually be your model as to bringing in a lot of these young, unproven players. Like, they look great, but very inconsistent, I think, Chelsea. And they've found form, but at the wrong time. Guest says, I want a mix of youth making it through and buying some established players as well. What do you think of us linked with Trevor Chalobah? That's another player there. United not willing to pay the 25 million apparently though for Chalobah. So Chelsea are having to drop prices for players. Brozier's price has been dropped. He's got major issues with injuries though, that guy. And Chalobah, I think his price will probably end up coming down as well. Will United be interested in that? Would you say the Chelsea reject? Is that fair? I don't think it is. I would rather suffer with our players than buy other people's problems. If Erik ten Hag is as good as a coach as they say, then let's see it, says Modern Samurai. Fair point. It's good getting young players, but you need some senior players to help them grow. You do. I mean, that there, I feel, is probably where Manchester United are looking at keeping certain players. Although Casemiro leaving, Varane leaving, that's concerning for me. Lindelof or Maguire both going, Johnny Evans going. Lindelof or Maguire, one or the other going. Evans going. There's a lot of seniority leaving Manchester United right now. Have we got the right blend, or do we need to buy players in that are experienced as well? That's the interesting one. Well over 200 likes now, guys. Thank you so much for that. Please keep liking the video and sharing, as always. Ten Hag news Monday. I reckon we have to know one way or the other, surely. I said it, flash talks, I think it'll be Monday as well. Adam, we need to be careful, mate. We only have a certain amount of money. These transfers have to be bang on. They do have to be bang on. And does that mean that the youth players is a bit of a risk, or younger players is a risk? Because they aren't bang on because they're unproven and we don't know how they're going to play. So is that the right way to go? Loving all the mods being in there. Hello Rod, Gray, Stu, Stephanie, great work as always, guys. I like the idea of it. It's a gamble though. We could go backwards and lose players with ambition who want trophies now. Yeah, I don't want quick fixes. I want players, like I said, 27 is not a bad age. You're getting a full contract out, and if you can get that player at the right price and you're not worried about sell on, then I think you do have to add that to the squad. It cannot just be young players. It cannot just be players under the age of 25. Sell Mount, give number 7 to Mainu. I'd rather give it to Garnacho, to be honest. Blend of youth and experience, always key to team success, says Stephanie, 100%. I don't like taking players from direct rivals. We've taken enough Chelsea players. This new structure should look at the overall shape of the squad and buy players tailored for what it needs, not just pissing in the wind like Murto and Woodward did. I agree with that, Sat, I do. Jordan says, if we get to 500 likes in a video next 3 live streams, I'll donate 50 to a charity of FUTV choice. Does that have to be one video definitely gets 500, Jordan? That would be an amazing job if we did. But Jordan will be on the next stream tomorrow probably as well, so let's see if we can do anything then. Let's see. We've got to raid South American markets like Brighton. We must extend our scouting system. We do need to look everywhere, we do. Can't wait for Manu, see Manu in action next season. We may see him in the summer for England as well, let's not forget. But yeah, I think that will sum everything up, guys. And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. An absolutely tremendous effort from the donations today. 42 members, the super chats. Jordan, Modern Samurai, you have taken it to a different level today. I just want to say a massive thank you to you both. I really appreciate everything that you do for the channel and all the donations. Everyone who's got in the chat, we've got quite a few today. I love that. All the likes. Everyone who has just tuned in for the first time, make sure you do subscribe because you can get into the chat then. The idea shows that Ineos doesn't know shit about what they're doing. Ooh, Modern Samurai is going on Ineos as well. Not a happy chappy. But yeah, guys, that is us all done. I'm going to go grab some lunch now. Feeling a bit hungry, and the kids are waiting to go as well, so let's do it. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow. Unless something breaks tonight, obviously I'll be all over it. But yeah, we still don't have an announcement, unlike some people saying that we would. It's not here. I think it'll be next week, and then we'll know probably what's going to be happening in the transfer market alongside that. But hey, if anything else breaks, you know we'll be all over it. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. It is Friday, it is the weekend. Champions League final tomorrow. I'll see you all then. If you're a member, stay tuned for the members video, which is coming out a little bit later, guys. I'll fill you in on everything that's going on for that final and everything tomorrow. But that is it. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you all later.